Great. Okay, hello. Last week I was working in Western Kenya, and these are not the Beatles, by the way, reincarnated in Kenya. What we were doing is documenting some off-grid mobile phone chargers for a group of rural women. And what we found is that life is tough out in a village in Kenya. So a lot of these hand-crank chargers were broken. They were not meant to be used every day. They're meant to be used in an emergency. And that made me think about the money-maker foot pump, which this organization called Kickstart has produced. And there are about 100,000 of these out in the developing world these days. And they're very sturdy, they're easy to operate, they're efficient, and they don't use electricity. They don't generate electricity either. So I thought about how I might be able to generate electricity in Kenya. And these are some women in Takaungu on the coast, and some Christian missionaries donated sewing machines. And I thought if we could harness either the foot pedal or the sewing machine's wheel to crank these hand chargers, we could possibly generate electricity. But alas, someone had already done it, and these engineering interns at Qualcomm, wow, this is going fast. Anyway, someone beat me to the punch is the long and short of it, so I searched the internet and look at Google. Everyone's talking about how to generate electricity and maybe a merry-go-round or something. And then I found that this man from Malawi, which, if you don't know, neighbors Kenya, he created a windmill that generates electricity from garbage from the local scrap heap. And it was very basic, and it was a dynamo made from tractor fan, bicycle parts, PCV pipes melted together to make the fan blades. And I thought to myself, if he can do it with little or no resources, what could I do with an MPS from ITP, right? And I invented the amazing McCent machine in 1994 with the help of Dan O'Sullivan and Nick West. Anyway, that's another story. So, back in the village, there's this rural lighting center, which is what the UN is doing with their resources, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. And they're focusing on the Millennium Villages, which you may or may not know about. Talk to Jeffrey Sachs up at Columbia. The developing world academics don't agree about it being such a good, effective thing. Anyway, in this village last week, you'll see this shed on the left. There's a slaughterhouse, and they take the cow manure from the cows going to slaughter. They let it percolate in the shed, and then they put it in that gas bag, right? Then we have methane gas for cooking, and some of it somehow generates electricity. And for me, that's just too much bad smell. I wanted to capture the methane gas directly from the cows. And once again, someone beat me to the punch. I'm finally ahead of myself. Okay, someone beat me to the punch. But I could not imagine putting a mobile phone charger on this thing. But we could burn the cow patties for cooking instead of deforesting. But I'm thinking more mechanical. Again, I graduated in '94, mechanical age. But I thought of this trapjaw ant, and that inspired nanorobotics, okay, to create something. And I thought, what about the jaw of the humble cow? What could we do with the cud? And then I thought of the shake and charge flashlight, which has, it's very basic. There's a wire coil, a magnet, and rubber stoppers. All of this is available in Kenya. You could strap it on the legs of Maasai warriors, or you could invent the amazing McCud machine. and strap it to the jaw of a cow and generate electricity. Thank you.